Awesome. Welcome to the Coffee with Craner show. Today I got Autumn Kings in the house. We're just going to wait a couple minutes before everyone joins us here. We'll give it a couple minutes so people can join, but we're in for a good show.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Who's fired up?
I see Curtis Jones in the comments. Let's go, baby.
Let's go. I think Curtis is fired up for today's live stream.
I know that guy.
Let's wait like 2 more seconds here. Let a couple more people join. Thank you, Curtis, in the house.
Hey, yo.
Comment how you're feeling. How's everyone doing during quarantine? Mike Janice, what's up? Awesome.
What is up?
Here we go. Okay, so today I have with me Autumn Kings, Jake Diab, and Joseph Cochemilio, and they're in the house. So Autumn Kings, if you don't know, they're from the Windsor, Essex area. They have 79,000 streamers a month on Spotify, over 7 million streams on Spotify. I mean, they've played with some of the top heading bands in the country. We have X Ambassadors, we have the Tea Party, we also have Billy Rafool. I mean, they played on the Caesars Windsor stage, so that's amazing. They're all doing this right here in Windsor, Essex. I mean, 2 of their songs already play for the Detroit Red Wings. So these guys definitely know what to do. They definitely know how to build a strong team. So I'm excited to get into this talk today to figure out how they became so successful and what they're going to continue to do to be successful in Windsor, Essex, and in the world. So today, cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, boys. Cheers to everybody on this live stream. How are you guys doing? I see the AK fans in the house. God dang, we're getting lucky.
So I have to ask this question before we start. Where's your favorite place to get coffee?
Oh,
Joe?
me first? Okay, favorite
Got this
place
baby off?
coffee, 100% Tallulah Cafe, man, the best. Lavender
Right
flowers
on.
there are amazing. Their coffee is amazing. Tallulah's is the best. Love it. Got to check it out.
Right on. So I have to give myself a little bit of credit for turning Joe on into becoming a coffee addict. First of all,
Very
I say
true.
that.
Very true.
Used to be a tea guy, and I'm on coffee number 3 today. But Atomic Coffee is this place in Royal Oak. I go there all the time to do computer work, to hang out with people. It's one of the best tasting coffee. They have a great light roast, dark roast. But I'm a Starbucks guy too, and I like my occasional Tim Hortons. This is Tim Hortons blend of coffee that I'm sipping with the boys right now.
Okay.
I'm an easy
Awesome.
coffee drinker. Yeah.
You know, I have to say mine is probably Happier Espresso at Happier Camper in Amherstburg.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I just I work there and it's good coffee and I make it myself, so it's even better, right?
It's safe.
Oh, that's good. I've heard good things. We got some coffee fans in the house. Who doesn't love
There we
a good
go. Coffee
right?
is life.
Awesome.
Truth.
So for the people watching, most bands, they last about, I mean, for Autumn Kings, they've been around for about 4.5 years now, and bands tend to break up in, a couple years. And Autumn Kings has definitely been able to stay strong as a team. They work hard together. They work great as a team. So I wanted to know, how do you work well together as a team, being in a band?
It's a good question. Well, I'll tell you one thing that's really important, Lyndon, is I've played in my fair share of bands before Autumn Kings. And if one member of any of the members are not totally serious about music, it really puts a damper on the overall team chemistry, and it just creates all sorts of friction that you wouldn't have otherwise had. And I think where I'm really, really blessed and lucky is it sort of talked to Tibor and Joe about putting together a band. And our first few sessions together where we played, I remember going upstairs to my parents when I was from the basement. And I'm like, wow, I've met some stand-up guys in this band. And I knew right away, just instinctively, that these were great guys that I could work with for a long time. And that's the reason still to this day, we're able to have this incredible chemistry together. And I can't recall any time where people's personal boundaries were disrespected or there were personal arguments. It was always constructive, and it was always, how do we solve this problem that we have? And again, I think it comes down to really just sizing the people up that you're going to be working with in the first place. And we had those first few sessions, and I said, these are my guys. This is the band that I want to play in.
For sure.
Awesome.
Joe?
I would also say, Jake, you totally hit the nail on the head, man. But also, our passions completely collided. I mean, the goal between all 3 of us when we first started was always to reach the top. So I think definitely we found the right people, level-headed guys, like Jake said. Egos are left at the door at all times. I don't think we've never there's never been an argument. It's always, you know, talked out through logic and everything like that. And our passions completely collided. And yeah, feels good, man. It feels good to have that team around
Feels
you.
great. Feels
Absolutely.
great.
You gotta surround yourself with amazing people.
Yep. That's the most important thing. 100% more so than anybody's individual talent, no doubt.
We wouldn't be anywhere, man, without us.
So every team has obstacles, that's for sure. What has been probably your biggest obstacle as a band, as Autumn Kings, and how did you overcome it?
That's an interesting thing to think about. You know, I can't think of any obstacles that have been so major that they put any real pause in the band. I'll tell you one thing. We still consider ourselves to be a band that's on the come up. And for those reasons, we're never going to take a hiatus until we make it. You know, you hear about bands, we took a year off, took a couple years off. I feel like if we took a hiatus, all momentum would be lost. Now, if I were to pinpoint one particular obstacle that we've really faced, is being positioned in a spot where the music industry isn't the forefront. It's not the focus in Windsor, Ontario, right? Would you say, Joe?
Yeah, agree.
Now, you know, to a very large extent, the internet helps alleviate some of those problems. We can get our music out to, I mean, I see fans, Autumn Kings fans in Macedonia, Mexico. It's crazy, the viewership and the fans that we're getting from everywhere. So the internet's really helped with that. Now, as for getting the attention of a record label, which we're working on and it's going to happen soon, it's been a little bit more challenging by being in the Windsor, Detroit area. No doubt about that. But that's going to be overcome very soon, and it's nothing permanent whatsoever. We just got to find a way to push through, keep trucking, and we're gonna.
So I'm gonna pop in a quick question here from somebody that's watching. It says, how hard is it to work on songs together during quarantine?
That's hilarious. That's a great question, because thank you for that question, Crystal. Actually, before this podcast, Jake and I were writing over FaceTime, just getting it down. And actually, you know, quarantine has forced us to look at writing in a whole new way, you know? It's definitely weird not being in the same room, but I mean, you can't stop our ideas. Our ideas are continuously flowing. There's song ideas every day between Jake and I. So a lot of it is just staying organized. It's, hey, Jake, I have this melody. Check it out. On your own time, send me what you did. And then we'll piece it together. And then usually Saturdays, we'll get together, talk it over between us and our producer, Marty, see what we have together. And we'll see what we made that week.
The one really interesting thing that this has taught us is it's kind of hard to get that same magic through FaceTime that you get when you're in the studio together, of just vibing off each other and spontaneously coming up with these ideas that amount to like the Want You to Stay chorus or Love Let Go, which if we weren't in the same room, would it have happened? But what it's forced us to do is become better writers individually because of the fact that we can't create those magic moments through FaceTime. So when Joe mentioned getting together on Saturdays, he means through FaceTime, through video calls, we get all our ideas together. And I'm learning that the three of us, when we're writing, we all have stronger ideas on our own to present. So it's forced us all to become a little less reliant on each other, but in a good way, so that once we get together again, we're just 3 times stronger than we were before. It all comes together nicely.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you made a really good point there. I think that kind of ties us into being a group of 4. How do you make decisions? Who's making the decisions? Is it all consensus? How does it work?
That's a great question. And, you know, I'm really glad you asked that, because I think with a lot of bands, it starts off as a friendship before it becomes a working relationship. And a lot of those tough questions are neglected. But with us, we said, let's not be coy about this. Let's not beat around the bush and say, I don't know, we'll figure it out. We've laid it down very clearly. Tibor, Joe, and I are the main members. Troy's the new drummer of the band, who's an absolute beauty, just been totally crushing it. Couldn't ask for a better guy. But Tibor, Joe, and I typically make the decisions. Usually it has to be consensus where the 3 of us agree on something. You know, if it gets to a point where, okay, 2 of us really agree on something, the other person doesn't, we're going to think of as many creative solutions as possible to find an answer that, 1, is effective for the band, but 2, is going to bring us towards the end goal and everybody's happy with it. Now, if we have a pressing timeline that we have to meet, and let's say one person still isn't on board, we will resort to a vote majority. But I'm not a big fan of voting. I don't like votes, because when you vote, it creates winners and losers. And something as small, it could be the littlest thing. Should we capitalize the title of Love Let Go on Spotify, or should we keep it all lowercase? That was a discussion we had as an example. Something as little as that. If it was just 2 people voting and the other person didn't get to feel like they were invested in the outcome, what that does for the team morale is terrible in the long term. Then you create all these little passive aggressive remarks, and it just becomes
Yeah.
a really bad situation.
Did
Now,
not-
right. And the thing that solves that is we've laid out to each other, okay, but this is what's going to happen if we get to a situation where two people like this and one person doesn't like it. This is what's going to happen. And even just saying that in advance before it happens, at least the person knows that they were prepared for a voting situation, as opposed to, well, I think this way, you think this way, and you're wrong and we're right. That's bad. We don't work that way. Never will.
Yeah, it comes down to if it's a really challenging time, then it may come down to a vote, but that's last resort.
Exactly right.
Very last resort.
So you're a strong band. You guys have accomplished so much already. You're crazy on social media. You're constantly blasting things out. And I think people that are watching, if they're looking to build a business, they're looking to build a band or anything, I think it's important that you share some advice. How can people start a strong team? It's the ground point for how somebody starts a business, building your team, right? So how do you build a strong team?
Joe?
Big question. I mean, I think we touched on it during the first question you laid out, Lyndon. Definitely, as Jake said, feeling out the people that you want to work with and finding passions that collide. I think passion and end goals are very important for building a team. And we very much look at ourselves as a team. We're players. We talk about being a sports team all the time. I can see Jake shaking his head.
Let's go.
And it's all about the end goal, which every team, it's to win, it's to get to the top, right? So passion colliding, and I mean, talking through logic is what a lot of us do. Talk to the people that you want to work with. If the goal matches, the passions match, I mean, that's
exactly.
And I think a way to find out if the passions match is to just be completely blunt from the beginning. So there are a lot of fans here that are across the world that are listening that may be starting a band or even a solo project where they have accompanying musicians. And everyone's going to say, sure, I'm passionate about it. But the question that I asked Joe, that I asked Tibor right when we started this band is, are you willing to put every other aspect of your life on hold? Your girlfriend, school, quitting your job. Are you willing to do that all right now? Because that is very likely what's going to happen. And you can tell because that's a question people aren't particularly prepared for since it's so blunt. But those questions for the three of us were answered. And very shortly into our career, we got this 4-month tour across Canada where we went Ontario to BC. And that was the true test. We had to quit our jobs that were making us money. I had just finished a relationship with somebody because, you know, it was hard making it work. And we all got through it and we kind of got some battle scars. And we knew from there, the actions spoke louder than words. So I think from the beginning, just being completely forthright about the future and everyone getting on the same page. That's how you create a strong team.
totally
Perfect. I love it. You fired me up, and I think people are fired up in the comments. So let's try our best to engage with the people in the comments. We have awesome people joining us. It's crazy. We have a couple really good comments.
Kyla Hudson. We know Kyla's. Kyla's a super fan. Yeah.
Super fan.
He misses.
We got lots of super fans in the house here. Damn.
We got another
Diego.
super fan question here. What are your plans for the band after the quarantine?
Oh, play music. Play music.
To get in the studio for 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not stop making music till we have 20 new songs that we can put out there, and then start playing shows live. Pure and simple. We miss our fans so much. I miss Joe. I miss you, Lyndon. I miss everybody. I miss everybody right now. It's not easy. It's not easy.
It is not. So
yeah.
You probably get this a lot. Do you any new song releases this year?
Oh, buddy.
Joe?
You point at me? Oh, I mean, there are going to be, how do I put it? It's just like, I'm like brimming with excitement because there's so many ideas that were flowing out of us during this quarantine and so many ideas that we want to show the world. We're just waiting for the right time, but yes, new song be released. Yeah. That is a definite.
So here's a question I have for all the fans in the comments. If you don't mind shooting a comment here. Are you in the headspace right now to listen to new music if we put out music? Because quarantine's crazy. You're watching the news, blah, 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 all the stuff. Your mind's getting filled with things. Are you in the headspace to put out music? Because to be completely honest about what the plan is with us, we're thinking about, are people in the mindset to listen to new music? Or should we wait till all this stuff is over and then boom, hit you guys with 10 new songs? Do you have a preference? I'd love to hear.
Being a fan with the Autumn Kings stuff, I have to say, launch it now. Why wait? People are at home. Today I was bumping some tunes in the kitchen. Why not release some new Autumn King stuff? Especially TikTok, man. I've been putting some TikTok music and using Autumn Kings music. I need some more AK music.
Need some more TikTok.
Let's go. I like that. Okay, we should seriously consider that. That's great.
Absolutely. A
Wow.
lot of yeses, I could say.
Okay.
Oh,
Another question here. Do you see a European tour in the band's future?
100,000%. You know, it's crazy. We go on our Facebook and our Instagram, and you can see it shows you where your fans are from. Germany is top 3. Romania is a huge one for us. Bosnia, Poland, Czech Republic, Spain. There's so many countries in Europe that just love Autumn Kings, and we love you guys even more. As soon as we can get to Europe, we're gonna get there. We see you guys. We just know that we see you and we love you.
How about this one? Do you do it for the money or you do it for the fame?
None of the above.
Dude,
None of the above.
I knew
None
it.
of the above.
What do you do it for?
What do you do it for, Joe? What do you do? What do you make? Yeah.
I do it because I have to. I can't live.
So here's the thing. If I weren't in music, I would be on the streets busking, trying to become successful in music because there's nothing else that I like to do.
Exactly.
And I think, Joe, it's the same thing. This is all we know. And it's the thing. Whether I was making money or not, I remember the first time, which was a very interesting, quick story. I was in the 12th grade. Okay. I was 17 years old. And I remember getting an acoustic gig where I played for 5 hours straight. Think of it, 5 hours straight of music. I did not stop. I took maybe one break to use the bathroom. I had to go. And I got paid $50 for 5 hours of playing music. And you might think, Jesus, that's not a lot. I remember leaving going, this is the greatest thing in the world, because that's how much I'd be making shelving bananas, putting bananas on the shelf, and I get to do it playing the guitar. I left going, I feel like a successful musician already,
Totally.
right? So anything else on top of that, relatively speaking, is just bonus.
Yeah.
So, that's how much I love music. And I'll tell you, during Christmas break, when everyone's doing their thing, enjoying, that is the best time for me to sit in the basement and spend 12, 14 hours a day just writing and getting better at what I do. So it's not for the money. It's not for the fame. Certainly the money's going to be nice. I mean, let's not lie about that,
How about
right?
the fans? How about the fans? It looks like it's making their life easier. Your music, it inspires people.
That's great to know.
Serious.
It's crazy how many, I always talk about this, but we get so many messages from fans on our Instagram and Facebook, some really deep, intimate messages, people who are suicidal, people who are depressed, and they turn on a song like Echo by Autumn Kings that just gives them this newfound inspiration, and all of a sudden it can shift that negative mentality into a long-term positive thing. And that's something that just can't put into words what music can do to people. If people have tattoos of Autumn Kings now too, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Who are your mentors?
Joe?
Our mentors, like in life or heroes of
In life, who's inspired you? Anybody?
Good question. I mean, it comes back to for me, it's my family. 100% it's my family, my parents, even my brothers, even my little brother. They're my mentors. They mention me every day, inspire me every day. So I think everyone to some degree sees their family as their mentors, guiding them through life. You know what I mean? So I'd definitely say that.
What about you, Jake?
Yeah, I would say, the parents for sure, especially my dad. The guy is one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. I mean, this morning, he's in a totally different thing, not music related. And he's up at 7 a.m. having calls with people in Australia. And I see him grinding. We're all quarantined together now, so I'm seeing my family more than ever. And I can hear him at 7 a.m. just grinding away on his computer. And I think, wow, at his age, he's as hungry as an 18-year-old kid, and he's sharp as a tack. And so he's really been a big one. And Marty Back, our collaborator, who's produced every Autumn Kings song, that guy is just a workhorse. He's no ego whatsoever. And for how good he is, you would think that someone has a little bit of an ego or something attached. He's got none of that. We try to keep the exact same thing. And sometimes our enthusiasm, people go, oh, Jesus, are they cocky? It's not. It's just that we're so enthusiastic and we love what we do and we're confident in what we do. But Marty and my dad will be my two biggest mentors for sure.
Absolutely. I can attest to that as well. We got a couple more questions. I mean, the fans are on fire. They want to hear from you. They have so many unanswered questions. So let's get to it. Favorite song to perform live?
Ooh, you
Joe.
go first. Oh, I said it first.
Okay. All right. My favorite song to perform live. I just love, I want you to say is my favorite Autumn King song so far. These new songs might beat it. It's also my favorite song to play live, no doubt, because it's magic. Joe, I'm not just saying that because he's here. Joe absolutely crushes that song. It's not an easy song to sing, and Joe makes it easy, and it's just really magic when that song's performed live. Something special.
You took my answer. That's 100%. That song to me is Autumn Kings to me, in my opinion. I don't want to put it up too high on a pedestal, but that to me, there's just so many moments that all of us, it just feels like we're a complete unit when we play that song live. I absolutely love it. Want you to stay 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can tour with any band. Who would you choose?
Oh, Joe.
21 Pilots for me. 100% 21 Pilots. 21 Pilots and Panic at the Disco. Because Brendan Urie's like a great time. And I love both of them. I love both those bands.
I'd probably go, let's say it's going to be a little bit polarizing. Nickelback. I'd probably go Nickelback. Favorite band of all time. Arena. Just have such a sound, such catchy songs. I would definitely say Nickelback. Metallica would be great too. Chili Peppers. Red Hot Chili Peppers would be unbelievable too. As for newer bands, I'd probably say, Panic! At the Disco, Imagine Dragons will be some beauties. Yeah.
Awesome.
Lots on the bucket list. We're going to make them happen.
Johnny Rosati says Devil in the Skies, best song live.
Oh, buddy. That's a good one. It's, especially when you hear it. Especially when you go to the Wings games and they play it after the Wings score a goal. It's just like,
that must be just when that happened, it must have just been a game changer. You're just like, wow, you know what? Like the Wings are playing our music. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Well, Jake's been
exactly
his whole life, right? You've loved it.
Lifelong Wings fan. And I remember writing that song. We had no connections whatsoever. We're 18 years old. The song comes out. I'm like, this has to get somehow, someday, soon, hopefully, into a hockey arena, and for the Wings to play it, it's literally like a dream come true for me. Yeah.
So we got a good question here, and we talked about this offline, and it's crazy. Autumn Kings makes their own music. They don't have a third party producer making their music. They're making it themselves. So tell us, what is your inspiration for the sounds you guys make?
Joe.
Inspiration for the sounds. I mean, if it evokes a feeling to any of us, this is usually what happens in the room. We'll be messing around and we're just trying to capture magic. But if all of us, if something happens, either it's a lyric or a line or a melody or a sound or a beat that happens, we all just look at each other and go, oh boy. If it strikes us and the feeling just catches fire in you, man, that's how we pick us down.
Yeah.
So it comes out of the sky, you're in the shower and you hear it and you're just like, damn, that's it.
Catching magic.
Yeah, like Lyndon, we were talking yesterday. Remember, Joe wants you to stay. We're in this little tiny closet in Toronto, me and you, and it's like freezing winter. We got our coffees just like we have right now. And we start, it would just start, it just comes. Like you just kind of say it. People would watch from the outside and think, these guys are weirdos, man.
But we both felt it. We're both like, this is magic.
Yeah, and we know when there's not magic too. Because we'll come up with something, we'll all listen, and we'll all be straight-faced. And we're like, yeah, this is cool, right? And we realize, okay, if nobody's smiling and nobody's excited about it, it's probably not strong. It's so instinctive. And, that's what makes it so hard. I think it's a lot easier to be great with something that's logical, like, let's say, math or business. It's so much easier because you can predict patterns and you have this analytical part. But music, it's all intuitive and it's all gut, which makes it so much harder. There's no right or wrong clear answers.
So hard.
Yeah.
Least favorite song you've made?
It's probably never seen the light of day, if I'm being honest.
Exactly. Joe, we were just talking about this a couple hours ago. Every song we've put out, I'm so proud of, and I know that we put 150% into it, and I know it sounds good. And I can say that because the songs we haven't put out are terrible. That's why you don't hear them.
Yeah.
Sometimes, dude, we always make fun of each other. Like sometimes I'll sing a song that Joe came up with, or he'll sing a song that I came up with or something. And it's just so bad. I'm like, oh man, those lyrics are terrible. And that's why it never came out. So out of all the songs we've made, I'm happy with all of them. Every song that you've heard, we're happy with.
You should put some unreleased songs on SoundCloud.
Exactly. A compilation of the B-sides. The song where we rhyme Moon with June and Talk with Walk.
I'm going to fire another question at you. Here we go. You guys hold great concert, but what's the best band you've seen live?
Joe.
Best band I've seen live?
Yeah.
So I saw 21 Pilots at the Fillmore before Blurryface came out. So they were on the come up before they were this huge band. And they were one of the greatest bands I've seen live. The interaction with the crowd. Tyler Joseph, the lead singer, was running around the stadium wherever we were at Fillmore, man. He's on top of the crowd, walking through the crowd. We held the drum set up. 21 Pilots in like 2015 were the greatest show ever.
What about you, Jake?
Nicely done. 21 Pilots is good. I would say AC/DC was my first concert ever. So just
Wow.
the fact that I was 12 years old in a filled arena and AC/DC, they have their whole whatever devil horns thing. It was really a show. It wasn't just them playing their music.
Exactly.
So that really captivated me. But I would say the number one was Green Day. Seeing Green Day live, Billy Joe Armstrong, the singer of that band, is the most entertaining individual I've
Yep.
ever had the witness of watching. And not only that, but he's written his songs in a way that he can sing them live and they sound good. It's not like he recorded them so high and then he has to kind of drop it down so he can sing it quieter.
Mm-hmm.
So Green Day, top to bottom, by far the most entertaining show I've ever seen. That was great.
Awesome. I'll do a couple more questions here, and then we'll get into the live performance.
Oh, baby.
So this is a good one. It's something you haven't done yet. Christmas album.
Ooh. What do you think, Joe? Christmas
my
album?
brother would be so happy if we did a Christmas album. He's Mr. Christmas. I say we do it, man. Let's start.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
We like cover songs of like Christmas tunes.
We'll do a cover track.
What about this?
That'll come. Yeah.
Vinyls
Vinyl.
on the website.
If we get enough demand for vinyls, we would certainly consider it. What we noticed, in 2020, people largely consume on Spotify. But if we can get enough people saying, "I'd love to get some vinyls," I'd love to get some vinyls. I love the feel of it and the look, And they're coming back too. They were a big thing back in the day, and now it seems that sort of like a resurgence in vinyls, more so than CDs even.
Totally. Even cassettes, man. I saw
Yeah.
cassettes at sunrise. Why are they selling cassettes at sunrise?
Yeah.
How about upcoming covers album?
Well, we need a new song to cover. So we did the Live in La Vida Loca cover years ago. It's done nicely. People really liked it.
Million streams on Spotify.
It's crazy. It's crazy how that thing took off. And we need another cover. So if you guys have any thoughts, what covers? Shoot us a comment.
It looks like Christmas is the thing. Everyone wants Christmas.
That's the cover they want.
An original Christmas song would be interesting. I always wanted to have a song that was like your Christmas presents, but not presents like the gifts, like the presence of somebody. I don't know, some pun. We'll make
Put
it
a little
work.
hat on the Autumn Kings logo, a little Christmas Santa hat.
Santa hat with the lion there.
I like
Yes.
that. I like that.
Be
All
awesome.
right. So I think the fans want it. They want to hear a song.
Oof.
What are we playing today?
Joe.
So of course, I wish the band was with me. I miss you guys. Obviously, miss Jake was here.
Miss
I
you,
think
buddy.
we're gonna do our favorite song to play live, Jake, which is "Want You to Stay."
Let's do it. I want to hear this.
Here we go. Wish you luck, everybody.
Beautiful, I can't recall what I want. It's difficult. Take my heart and all my love and throw it out if it's not enough. You keep on breaking me. I'm just an empty seat. You keep on saying that I never hear your call. I'm sick of feeling weak. I'm tired, I can't sleep without you next to me. It's like we're falling, I'm stuck in the moment, just slipping away. This love is stolen, I'm picturing you darling, the fear goes away. So tell me, where do I go? I'm on a tightrope, don't know if we'll ever cross. It's like we're falling, hold on to me darling, so go away. I want you to say,
Everyone better be doing this at home right now.
I'm sorry,
Jake, let's go.
couldn't see it all. Now you've gone to the show. Why is love always difficult? Keep on breaking me. I'm just an empty seat. Keep on saying that I never hear your call. I'm sick of feeling weak. I'm tired, I can't sleep without you next to me. It's like we're falling. I'm stuck in the moment, just slipping away. This love is stolen. I picture you, darling. The fear goes away. So tell me, where do I go? I'm on a tightrope. Don't know if we'll ever cross. It's like we're falling, don't you be darling, just walk away. I want you to stay. You keep on breaking me, I'm just an empty seat. You keep on saying that I'll never hear your call. I'm sick of feeling weak, I'm tired, I can't sleep. Are we too blind to see? It's like we're falling, I'm stuck in the moment, just slipping away. It's like we're starting, I'm picturing you, darling, the feels away. Tell me where do I go? I'm on a tightrope. Don't know if we'll ever cross. It's like we're falling, oh, don't you be darling, just go away. I want you to stay. I want you to stay. I want you to stay. Yeah. So go away. I want you to stay.
Bravo, bravo.
Killer.
Dad,
Trans- Nicely
So,
done.
are you okay with taking some song requests?
am I okay?
Oh, damn, we're prepared for only one. Let's see. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it a K song?
What do we got here? Maybe we can do one more. How bad do you guys want it, though? That's the question.
Yeah.
How bad do you want
We have to
a new
see in the
song?
comments who
I
wants
did.
another
I gotta
song.
know.
How bad do you want it?
And Lyndon, we have to talk about the contest and make sure
Oh,
everybody's
absolutely.
participated.
Exactly. So, quick thing before they play another song. We're doing a contest with Autumn Kings. You share this video right now. Click the share button. I know you want to do it. And Autumn Kings on Monday, we're going to pick a winner. And Autumn Kings is going to be outside your driveway, and they're going to play a song for you during quarantine. Get the spirits alive, spread some positivity. So click the share button.
Please do it. And thank you, Curtis.
Boom. Join. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to meet everybody. Or the one lucky winner, I should say.
Let's rock.
Let's rock and roll.
So we
What do you think?
have
Love song.
A-Hole. We got Love Let Go.
Love Let Go.
Echo.
Ooh. Let's do Joe, what do you want to bust out a Love Let Go?
I think I can do Love Let Go. I'll give you 2 seconds
Yeah.
on my guitar.
Imagine.
You know what? Imagine would be good too.
Imagine by John.
Imagine all the people.
That would be good. Maybe we'll do this again and I'll do it.
Yeah.
You guys hear this?
I gotta be pumped, man.
And yes, you do have to be in Windsor, Essex area to win the giveaway. If Autumn Kings could fly out to you, I bet you they would. But
We'd run
With our
to
love. Bust it out, Joe. Let's hear this. Man,
Go.
while you're playing Want You to Stay, I'm like, dude, I want to harmonize with this guy so bad right now. But there's a lag on the screen, so I didn't do it. I just kept it to myself.
I missed the solo. Jake does an amazing solo on Want You to Stay Alive. Oh,
Ah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll hear it soon.
A little Love Let Go. You guys cool with that? All right.
Love it.
I love it. Jake loves it. All right. I'm about to start it up. You guys ready? A-Bird. Here we go.
In the house.
Here we go. Love Let Go. There's still a little bit of space inside. We left the lid off and the love went dry, and I have to find your picture just to get me by. Remember, be liquor, but it tasted fine. Remember, skipping forth just to free our minds. I miss the times. I'm missing what we left behind. Where did we go? So wrong. I think it's all my fault. I know you're gone, but I don't wanna say goodbye.
I never thought that you'd be missing in my life. I promise even when it goes, I'll never let our love let go. I swear to God that if we had another life, I'll be the one to say I love you till we die. I promise even when it goes, I'll never let our love let go. Never let our love let go. I try my hardest just to be 25, but getting older is a waste of time. I give my life just to feel your lips on mine. Remember, we were talking in your parents' ride and kiss and turn to touching, and you told me that you wanna cry. Why? Where did we go? So wrong. I think it's all my fault. I know you're gone, but I don't want to say goodbye. I never thought that you'd be missing in my life. I promise even when it goes, I'll never let our love let go. I swear to God that if we had another life, I'll be the one to say I love you till we die. I promise even when it goes, I'll never let our love let go. I'll never let our love let go. I'm a Simon.
Beautiful.
I want to marry you.
Here we go. Sing it at home if you know it. What if there was nothing all along? What if there was nothing all along? What if there was nothing all along? What if I was nothing all along? I know you're gone, but I don't want to say goodbye. I never thought that you'd be missing in my life. I promise even when it goes, I'll never let our love let go. I swear to God that if we had another life, I'll be the one to say I love you till we die. I promise even when it goes, I'll never let our love let go. Ooh, I promise even when it goes, I'll never let our love let go. I promise even when it goes, I'll never let our love let go. Never let our love. Whoa!
Killer.
Buddy, I thought you had auto-tune on at that time. I'm like, man, it's like one take.
Don't forget, share this live stream to be entered into an Autumn Kings giveaway. They're going to be, one winner is going to be lucky. They're going to come to their house and play out right outside the driveway some Autumn Kings tunes during quarantine. I think it's awesome that they're doing this. It's incredible. So be sure to click share. And yeah, Joe, you're beautiful. And Jake too. Where's the love for Jake? Put some love for Jake in the comment too.
Listen. I already said this. I'm a 3 out of 10 on a good day and -1 out of 10 on an average day. So I'm used to it.
Get out of here. This guy's lying. Thank you,
Cat.
Oh,
Look at all
wait,
the love.
is this the pump up?
Oh, man. Look at all the love in the comments. I love you guys.
This is awesome.
You guys see? We love you. We love you, Joe.
Nice.
Joe, you didn't see it while I was playing. I was letting people know what's true.
Thank you for letting them know. Thank you so much. This is so fun, man.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us today. This is incredible on a Friday. You're making time for us. And don't forget, share this live stream. Let's spread some positivity during quarantine. These guys are awesome. They're coming right to your house and they'll play right outside your driveway. What songs? What songs will you play?
Oh, I don't know, Joe. I think we may have to keep that a top secret for now. Let's put it this way.
Secret?
It's going to be a song or songs that you know and you love and you'll be able to sing every single word to it. Oh, Travis, you're pumping my tires too much, buddy.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. This was great. I mean, we had 40 minutes of just killer content. Everyone seems to be showing some love for you, so we appreciate it.
And I love my Macedonian bro too. I just went to the corner and I found this Macedonia, baby.
It was just
Representing
it was
the home
just in the
country for my
corner.
boys,
I love it.
for the fans. Let's go.
Here.
I love my
Awesome.
Macedonia. There it is. Stuff. Thanks for
awesome.
having us, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah,
Brendan.
man.
Coffee,
Yes,
coffee
thank
with
you.
Craner.
There we go.
Bomb.
You heard it. Coffee with Craner episode with Autumn Kings. This went killer. Great singing, Joe. This is great.
Thank you,
So
man.
be sure to, if you're watching right now, be sure to share this live stream and be entered into an Autumn Kings giveaway. It's exclusive. They'll come to your house and they'll play a song. So share this. Let's pull this up.
Love you guys. Love the
All
fans.
right.
Nothing but love and respect. We appreciate y'all. We'll talk to you
Bye
soon.
for now.